All right, once again, I'm gonna hit start recording before I hit start streaming so I remember to record what I'm doing. Send it out before I'm actually live so I can be more present live. All right, one more thing to do. Sarah just threw up dinner. All right, we're gonna be a big boy now and be excited when we hit start streaming. All right, welcome. What is happening, guys? All right, so today I wanted to sit and play with something that I played with for like 10 minutes yesterday, and then I quit, and I was like, I'm gonna wait to play with this until I stream again, which would be Ableton's MIDI effects here. I never really, I've used Arpeggiator, and that's really about it. And so then I started kind of looking into some of these. Some of these could be cool and useful. Some of them I don't know how much. Well, actually, some of it really made it feel like I could kind of have like serum level control over other, or like how the girls are running around fighting right now. They just had dinner, so everybody's zooming. Um, but yeah, so we'll just kind of start messing around. We will use drift. I haven't really used drift all that much, so this will be a fun one to use. First, I did kind of want to start with Arpeggiator and then build some other stuff on top of that. And that would help if I was on this sound. Guys, it's a thing. No, we'll put it in up for now. And I don't know what key I want to play or do this in. Also, I probably need to move my mic a little bit away from me and then turn this up. There we go. So I can actually reach my keyboard. You guys need to chill, please. All right. Oh, well, maybe I don't need to go an octave up if this wasn't an octave down. But that's still kind of a boring sound. First, I want to create just a chord progression that we can start building this MIDI tools thing off of. And then we'll start kind of using some of these to help modulate sound. And while we're doing that, we'll kind of come up with a sound. Maybe F sharp major would be cool. And I've been trying to remember to change this up here, whatever my key is, because sometimes one side in tracks, a lot of times I'll bounce everything to audio, and then I forget exactly what I played. And so if I go to an old track, it takes me a second to remember what key I'm in. But doing this, it's just like I can look up and it's like, oh yeah. We'll do something faster. Let's do like 145 to start. And then I'm just gonna throw that little thing we came up. I messed it up already. I really want to use my sustain pedal so I can like get it perfect. But it does not send, or it doesn't hold the MIDI. It sends that I'm using the sustain pedal, and I don't like when it does that, because if I pause the song while it's on the part that says the sustain is on, it's going to continue to sustain, and that's just annoying. But it was. Okay, there we go. Okay, that was nowhere near perfect. Nowhere near good, really. But we're just gonna clean it up for the sake of being absolutely perfect. We're just gonna drag. Actually, maybe that was not cool. Yeah, so that's pretty cool already. And then from there, we'll play more with the actual arpeggiator. Yeah, maybe I'll just keep it at an eighth note. But I'm going to change the groove to 16. Maybe. Okay. Then what's CC control? Okay, that's not really going to do a lot for this kind of experiment. I played around with chord a little bit. I don't think for the arpeggiate, well, maybe that would be cool because it could do like a bunch of chords really fast, but oh wait, no, I think this one was one. Yeah, this one I thought was really, really interesting. So like if I bump this up to like 12, and then bump this down to like 50%. Okay, I'm actually gonna swap this synth to Serum, and it's not because it's my favorite soft synth, but it has this visual keyboard so you can see what it's doing. So if we turn chord off, and that's a little bright, so I'm gonna. But if you look, there's one note, it's arpeggiating going up. But if we turn chord on and we have this 12 semitone, 50% probability. Okay, maybe if we turn it down. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry, chance, not velocity. If I turn this to 50% chance now. only 50% of the time it's going to play an octave because this is because it's 50% probability, and then it's arpeggiated, and then it's doing that chord after that. So we can add other ones in there, like if I turn this one to say like 10 semitones, so it's like a minor seventh, and then turn that probability way down. Ooh, also, I think in my brief search, yeah, I think scale is what I could use. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we are in the key of F sharp major, and now, like if I do this at like 10%, and then say this one to be a, so we have a major seventh and a minor seventh, and we'll just set both of them at 10% probability. And then, yeah, so now you, it's like, it's always going to be that same four chords, but now we're getting these kind of like decorative pieces to our arpeggio, where we're using these different harmonies on top, and then we could even like, yeah, we could go much higher, so we could even do like be 2 octaves higher at, with like a 25% chance probability. Okay, and then let's. Okay, I don't think this velocity is going to do what I want, but I want to be able to randomize the velocity. But I guess that doesn't necessarily matter because I'm using Serum, because like I could do, or I guess I could always just do random per note. But I was hoping I could change the, oh, I guess there is velocity, but like. Okay, this kind of. Okay, that kind of adds random velocity, right? Not really, no. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty cool. We have this little arpeggio with our just filtered saw. Maybe I have a cool lead sound. I don't make too many presets. Use the kick? Probably not. What else do I have? That's pretty much it. Ooh. Okay, so computer doesn't like this one. Not one bit. So we are gonna go with. I think that's a cool song. Okay, we are we're gonna make a lot of these. Actually, I don't know why I want to do one other. I want to do like another arpeggio or like art pattern with this sound that can be like for a B section. So if it's like something like that, I think we'll try it. I put one wrong note in there, but I kind of liked how it sound. Oh, well, I guess my scale is going to force it to be a right note, so never mind. I didn't make a bad note that sounded good. I made a bad note that was automatically corrected. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good second arpeggio. But now I kind of want to adhere to using more of the MIDI effects. So I will go back to using Ableton instruments, and I will use one that I had only used just yesterday. I was playing around and I saw this and I was like, I don't remember this being here. And then I played around with it for like 10 minutes. Okay, well, this is in my bass tab, so we'll make it a bass. That's like I don't know why it's not playing anymore. Okay. I'm just not feeling the bow. I thought like that would give me okay, we are not using tension. I do not like tension. But I do like I really need to stop using Serum in just my hardware synths. So I don't know a lot of this. We'll use Meld. What kind of sound do we need with this arpeggio is the real question. Well, I am in the bass part. That's where I grabbed this synth from, so I'll probably do a bass line. I'm not feeling the bass right now, so let's do some drums. Maybe. Okay, we'll come back to that because, yeah, I want to do like a kick, or I want to do the drums. I'm thinking something 8-bit feely because that bass line would be cool. Doing something it kind of has like that more of like an 8 or like a retro game kind of bass distorted sound. Yeah, something like that maybe. But I want to do like kind of. You'll see. Once again, my glasses make wearing this a nightmare. But all right, so yeah, we are going to do the classic, do it on the root note in octave 0 for our kick drum. And then this guy is going to be on our fifth. I was just condensing how much time there needed to be in my head. I have a bad habit of doing that where I think things are happening faster than they are, and then they go too fast. But then I also often counteract that, and then things move way too fucking slow. So once again, just use your ears. So right now I'm still in like a weird spot. At this point, I could probably be out of it. but I lost a lot of my drums. All of my drums that were on my hard drive. And instead of going through and just getting more drums, or yeah, just having more sample packs, I have been making all my drums from scratch every track. And my thought was, this will be great because when I'm done, like after each song, I'll just like save these samples, and then have those to use. But I haven't done the saving part yet, and I'm still doing it from scratch. And it makes it hard because I've always done my drums in like one sequence. And if I needed them to be separate, I could just copy the patterns and then like cut out the things I didn't need. But yeah, doing it this way is just a whole other situation. Bam, and just like that, we have a very basic kick and snare on our serum. And here in a second, we'll start doing like sound design for that drum pattern. But I want to make a hi-hat real quick. And I'm going to turn it down because it's going to be loud. Actually, before I do that, I'll do it like this one section. And then as you can see, that's doing absolutely nothing to the sound right now, that little like velocity changes that I did. But that's because I need to go in here and blink this. And in fact, I really need to just go in and change these presets so that this is actually assigned. I just keep forgetting to do that, so I'm gonna just quickly not have to do that on this one. Okay. Well, actually, on this one, we'll do it to the... Let's do that to all of them. Just in case they turn on. Oh, well, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Perfect. And then right now it's still a little bit a lot, But now we have a whole drum sequence on top of our little MIDI effects art that we have going on. And so let's kind of do some quick drum sound design. I don't want this kick to be over the top, but I want everything to have kind of an 8-bit sound to it. So let's do like a digital. Whoops. Then once again, we're gonna send filter 1 into filter 2 so we can high pass our low pass. And a true genius would just use a multi-filter here. I am not a genius. I also need to learn to blink and not stare at a screen so long. My eyes are killing me. I have a bad habit of focusing way too hard on this screen when I'm dialing in sound and forgetting to blink. My eyes are killing me, but sure as hell sounds nice while my eyes are fucking killing me. Let's go. focus on my drums forever, so we're just gonna keep it basic. Damn, now you kind of get like a more authentic kind of organic feeling hi-hat as my eyes melt out of my face. Okay, next we're just gonna all right, perfect. Now we kind of have these drums going. I'm just gonna turn them down a bit too, so they're not overpowering everything else. And by everything else, I mean the one synth arpeggio we have going. But yeah. So with that, where do we want to go from here? Yeah, that could be like a cool little, just a second, we are gonna name this guy not Serum, because this time I did not use Serum. But yeah, I'll record that for the bass, I think. And bam, just like that, I have this little bass line idea. And then we're just gonna clean it up how we normally do. Oh, wow. Well, that didn't work quite the way I wanted. But that's fine. have our MIDI starting point. Now we're gonna go into the MIDI effects. Whoa, that's cool. I'm sure I would use the ability to monitor my MIDI for something in the future. Nothing comes to mind right now. Remember that for later. We're gonna definitely use that. Well, I guess to be fair, using like the not the velocity. Which one was it? I think it's the CC control. No. All right, guys. So executive decision. I name this MIDI effects type beat because I spent 5 minutes yesterday looking at MIDI effects and I was like, oh, these look really cool. I'm sure I could do like a whole song with it. I don't really know. Maybe I'm just bad, but there's not a lot for me personally that I'm getting out of MIDI effects. Mainly because like a lot of the stuff that I would use with MIDI, I guess no, that's because like the note echo I'm definitely gonna use for like messing around later. And like some of these I could see myself like if I had somebody playing the keyboard and like because I've done that before where like I'll have a friend who's really good with keyboard. They'll play and then like I'll start doing wacky stuff like sound designing as they go. I could see using this to be kind of fun with that. But yeah, I'm not feeling like this is necessarily the proper name for what I am doing. However, I don't really know how to change the name. So welcome to making a beat that just so happens to have MIDI effects in it. All right. Because yeah, I was thinking I could use different like yeah, there's MIDI stuff right here already. I can there's no point in like using some of these because I was just gonna use MIDI effects in order to do this right here where it's in the matrix like MIDI thing here. So yeah, we can look at our MIDI velocity. Do I want to, what do I want to use it for though? This is a question. Oh yeah, we were going, maybe this is. Okay, we're gonna use that one, but I always need like my first oscillator to be the one that's like not entirely screwed up. And then like I'm going to use this oscillator, but I have to put it as B. My brain won't let me use it as A. So we're gonna try maybe chip. We can do something with this. All right, guys, I think it's kind of screwed up that in the image, these to me at least like oh, that's cool. I didn't realize you could pop that part out. Oh wait, maybe that. Oh no, it's only to show that part. So on the modulation envelope, the attack and decay stages visually look exactly the same to me, but the attack or the decay is like over twice as long. I had it like super long because I was like, I want it a little bit longer, but yeah. Just kind of have this like, is there a noise? You gotta be kidding me. Is there really not a noise? Oh yeah, there is. Okay, a random. And there we go. I think that's pretty cool. Like a cool bass sound. Now we could probably throw on a sub underneath it. And then, so this is my favorite part of the music making process. We have once again finished a task, and now I have no idea what my next task is going to be. I think maybe because like, well, we made two like an A and a B section arp here. I guess like I could do like a new drum pattern. Oh, there was something that I was trying the other day and to mixed results. So we'll give it another shot again today. But what I was doing was like I'm really terrible with time signatures and things like that. So everything I do is in 4/4, but I also try to do the most I can inside 4/4. So yeah, like I set this to 8th notes, and then I was moving which beat I was landing on with the kick. So it was like. And then it would repeat that. And then, so yeah, it is kind of like a cool little kick pattern, but now I need to do something good with like my snare. That'll go well with it. I forget what note we were on, C4, C# 4. And then I want to do something in here. Oh wait, I want to. Yeah. And then since we're doing that, what if we just do, because I really like them, what if we do a triplet hi-hat, and I remember what note we're on, A#5. Woo! Well, yeah, well, chat, how was everybody's day today? Everybody, in the words of the man himself, are we all having a good time? I think it was Pitbull who once asked those famous words, if I remember correctly. I don't know why I'm zoomed in. Do like a really quick roll. Maybe not triplets for the roll though. Triplets felt weird, but it's gonna have to be even fucking faster. Bye-bye. Yeah, just something simple like that. I think would be cool. And then I want to do like a more of like a respace. So not using serum for everything. What are we going to use this time for a respace? Probably wavetable. Wavetable sounds like a good idea. So we'll just create a new MIDI track, get a nice purple color. And then we're just going to throw that wavetable in the mix. First, I need to make like a respace sound. It would help, once again, if I used anything but serum in my own stuff. Okay. Where's the unison? Oh, here we go. Are you serious? Can I not? Why? This is dumb, guys. Who in their right mind uses wavetable when the LFO? What? You cannot like. Am I literally beholden to using? Okay, well, guys, I'm a rule breaker. I'm breaking my own goddamn rules because that's dumb. Why does I don't understand being in 2025, almost 2026, and having an LFO without BPM sync for the rate. I'm not using Hertz right now. Hertz, don't it? But that's fine because we're just gonna grab our friend the square wave here. There's a point to the high pass filter because we're also going to be do I? Yeah, something like that. I really need to make this sound not shit though. Well, we'll get there. Make it and then make it good. No, that last note is off. Yeah, something like that. We can dial it in though. With the power of friendship, I can make this beat not terrible. Okay, and so like from my understanding, I'm not like the biggest drum and bass guy, but like with respaces, a lot of it has to do with like the motion underneath. And a while back, I really wish I could remember where I learned it from. But turning the random down and then playing with the detune positioning of like 2 unison can get you some wacky like wobbling results. Okay, so it's literally only 2 notes. And then we could do that on the right too. Bam, now that's cool. And just like that, we're setting it up so that we don't have to like make an automation later. We're just baking it into like the 2-note bass line we've created here. Well, we could layer some other stuff in there. And then we'll make this a little bit wider. You can also, I feel like, get away with a lot more with and like having things kind of detuned from each other the higher up you go. So that's why like I added some more unison on the one that's an octave higher. And just for shits and giggles, we'll make one 3 higher and make it 6. I was doing that as a joke, but I think that actually sounds really cool. We just need to justify its existence real quick. Damn, guys, that's really fucking cool. Alright, Chad, LAW on this one, you know what I'm saying? No, just kidding. But now we'll have the fun task of somehow making these 2 parts kind of fit together. What are you doing? One moment, my cat. Never mind. That's on me, guys. That's on me. I was thinking my cats were up to something, but I went grocery shopping today, and I keep swinging by the promotional seasonal aisle because every holiday they have new cardboard cat houses that are themed that have like the scratcher in the bottom. And well, long story short, they were playing with that thing, and I was like thinking they were getting up to something they shouldn't be. So it's kind of funny to me. But that's besides the point. I do actually like these 2 different sections. I do think I'm probably going to change this speed for that second one, but first things first is I kind of want to start arranging with what we have and then decide what else we need. So I'm going to name these so I'm going to call this K1, K2, S1, and that's for snare. The S is for snare. The K is for kick. We'll do HH1 for hi-hat 1. HH2 is going to be for hi-hat 2. Not serum baseline. Serum baseline. And then not serum sub. And serum sub. Then we're going to have ARP1 and ARP. I don't think in the almost 10 years I've been screwing around making music have I ever sat and named all of my patterns in a project, but there's a first time for everything. So we're just going to grab all these. I bet I did it so good too that you couldn't even tell that I'm an amateur. Maybe. All right. So arranging time. My thought is obviously it's gonna start out. We've got our arpeggio here. Maybe we'll have that come in right. And then we'll like have the very end. Ooh, maybe even like that whole like last section there. We'll see. Yeah, that's a good little pickup right there, I think. Hater mood. You can't go up there. Yeah. Okay, down you go. Then what if we just do these two? Actually, I kind of want to. Also, I guess this is another one of those. Really, most of my instrumentals are at this point kind of aimed at the idea of video essayists and podcasts that need like background instrumentals, as opposed to like a beat to be rapped over. I guess it could be if you were up for the challenge. I don't know if this really fits that kind of genre, but you could try. And then essentially I'll probably just make it kind of repeat. And at this point, it kind of, at least this used to depress me when I did, or when I was kind of doing them like motions, and I would just copy and paste sections. But the idea is, yeah, my thinking now is like, yeah, this is bones to a project, but there is a lot more sonically that we're gonna do, and just kind of like later on and use these bones to kind of just go on a sonic adventure where we're just kind of like fucking around, modulating things and just having a good time. So not too concerned with the idea, because like, yeah, this right now, like right here, it's like it's just like an identical setup, and like it's not going to be all that interesting to listen to, but like, or as is. But this is just like a jumping off point. There's a lot more sonically that we could do with this project. And you're probably asking yourself, well, Falling, what exactly are those things we're going to do? And that is an excellent question, a question that will be answered in next episode's stream. Join me either tomorrow or the day after at roughly 5 p.m. when we go on another sonic exploration where we add some cool sound candy and various effects and things to this project that we have going on right here. But all right. Well, thank you guys for everybody coming out. It was a great time seeing all of you in chat. Having a good time with all of you guys. Yeah. All right. Well, we did another stream. My head really hurts and I'm anxious. Don't forget to like and subscribe.